Welcome students. Today we are going to see about the advent of the Europeans. What is meaning of advent? Advent means the arrival of notable things. That means finding new places. So many of the foreign travelers, traders, missionaries and civil servants came to India in the 18th and 19th century to know the events of modern period. So we have abundant sources of the international, national and regional level. Next is the source of modern India. So, modern India helps to know the political and socio-economic and cultural development in the country. So, from the beginning, the Portuguese, the French, the Dutch, the English, recorded their transactions in India. So, these the valuable preserved records are valuable resource to know about the relations in India. Next, kinds of sources. Kinds of sources. We can write history with the help of some sources like written sources and material sources. Written sources and material sources. Written sources are archives, Tamil Nadu archives. Material sources are fort, coins, like this. First, written sources. After the advent of the printing press, numerous books were translated in different languages. So, hence the people know to acquire their knowledge easily to cultural art, literature, history and science. So, the wealth of our India is attracted to Europeans to this country. So, Ananda Raham he was a translator in Pondicherry to assist the French trade in India. His diary contains the daily events from year 1736 to 1760. This is the which are the only written secular record available during this period. This is the most valuable resource of history. Another written sources include the literature and travel accounts, diaries and art, autobiographies and pamphlets and the government secular records. So, then manuscripts also added. Next one is the archives. Archives. This archives is nothing but where the historical documents are stored or preserved is called archives. The National Archives of India, NAI, is located in New Delhi. It is a chief storehouse of records of the government of India. So it contains the authentic evidence of the cultural and socio-economics of the scientific life of the people. So it is the largest archives in Asia. It has the source of the important for understanding of for past administration missionaries as well as the present and future. So next is the Tamil Nadu archives. Next we are going to see about the Tamil Nadu archives. The Madras Records Office is presently called as Tamil Nadu Archives. It is located in Madras. Now it called as Chennai. Madras. So in Tamil Nadu, it is one of the oldest and largest documents in South India. The Tamil Nadu, the most of the Tamil Nadu records in archives are in English. So the collection of administrative records in Dutch, Persian, Danish and Marathi. Few documents are in French and Portuguese, yes, Tamil and Urdu. So Tamil Nadu archives has 1642 volumes. So these records are Dutch records related to Cochin and Coromandel coast. So these records are these records are period. How long these records are explained is 1657 to 1845. This period is explained in the Tamil Nadu records. The next is the next record cover the period of Danish. So the Danian is 1777 to Daniel record 1845 years. These years are explained this. So Dartwell, with a great effort, he issued the calendar of Madras. He published the calendar of Madras in the year 1917. So Dartwell, the author is Dartwell. So next one is the material sources. Material sources. So many of the paintings are the main sources of India. They give lot of informations. Historical buildings like St. Francis Church, St. Francis Church at Cochin, St. Louis Fort at Pondicherry, St. George Fort in Madras. Next, St. David Fort in Kadalur. Then India Gate, Parliament House, and the many extra Parliament President House are in New Delhi. These are the material sources. So, other objects and the religious, cultural and historical values are collected and preserved in museum. So, museums. The National Museums in Delhi is the largest museum in India. It was established in the year 1949. So, next is the coin. Next material source is coin. Coin are good to know about the administrative histories. The first coinage in modern India under the crown was issued in 1862 in the year. So, in our country, the Reserve Bank of India, that is RBI, was formally set up in the year RBI, Indian Bank of Reserve Bank of India, is set up in 1935, and first paper currency issued by RBI January 1938, 5 rupees currency. They issued 1938 5 rupees currencies. Next we are going to see about main, that is the Europeans, how the Europeans came to our country. After the capture of the Constantinople by the Turks in the year 1453, in the year 1453 AD, the land route between Europe and India was closed. So, now the Europeans find out the new way to India. So, first is Portugal. Among the entire European nations, Portugal was the foremost to discover the sea route to India. The Prince Henry, he is a navigator. The Prince Henry is a navigator. He supported many adventure traveling and the finding the new places. Bartholomew Dias, a Portuguese sailor, he reached Lisbon to Cape of Good Hope. So, Bartholomew Dias started here Lisbon to, he reached the south end of Cape of Good Hope. So, he patronized the King John II patronized Bartholomew Dias. So, next wave is coming to Vasco da Gama. So, Vasco da Gama is another Portuguese sailor to reach the southmost part of Cape of Good Hope. Then he reached Mozambique. Then he get the help of some Indian traveler, and he reached at Calicut. Vasco da Gama reached Calicut in the year 1498. He reached Calicut. So, he cordially invited by King Jambryn. The King Jamrin is hardly invited the Vasco da Gama. The second Portuguese came to India with 13 ships and few hundred soldiers. He reached at 1015, the year of. So his arrival, the second Portuguese arrival at Calicut, there is a conflict between the Portuguese and King Jamrin. So next, the Vasco da Gama came to India in the year 1501. He with 20 ships, and he founded a trading center at Kannanur. So then he established the factories at Calicut and Cochin. So this time the King Jamrin attacked the Portuguese in Cochin, but the king was defeated. So Cochin was the first capital in East Indian companies. So the third voyage of Vasco da Gama in the year 1524. So his continuous travel, he was ill. So he died in December 15th, 24. He died in Cochin. So Vasco da Gama was the first European to reach the sea. He is a internal voyage to India was the first link to Europe to India with the sea route with Atlantic Ocean and the connecting the Indian Ocean. So Atlantic Ocean and the Indian Ocean. So that's all. Next class we see next part of the Europeans.